I know this feels very overwhelming and stressful and frustrating, and it can even feel very bleak right now. But I'm going to show you a bunch of videos here and there so you can compare what's going on with the right, the leadership on the right, and how that's looking, how that's going. And that's not even with, Trump out there. Everything's going on. He's sitting there tweeting about Melania the movie and how it's just going to win everything. Like, in the midst of this, he's doing that. But a lot of his supporters have noticed that. But anyway, I'm going to show you some leadership. Just look at what that looks like. And then you're going to see what we're doing during this time, like people on our side. And then see how you feel about that, how it's going for each side, and which side you think is going to overcome.
To see the difference between us and liberal Democrats, in 2 weeks we're going to have that chance, and I can't wait till John Kennedy gets on the floor and sticks it to them about the insanity of sanctuary cities.
You look like you're really holding it together there, Ladybug.
This incompetence that I'm seeing out of Nome and out of Stephen Miller.
The president called you a loser, I believe.
I am thrilled about that. That makes me qualified to be Homeland Security Secretary and Senior Advisor to the President.
Can you imagine if all those people were retiring like Tillis is, what would really come out of their mouths? Because it's hard sometimes to understand why they aren't speaking out more. But all of them, well, that I've seen that are retiring, suddenly they have an opinion and they're not so afraid. So that makes me feel like they just really are afraid, whether it's to lose their job or whatever. But man, the vitriol that comes out when they have the freedom to say that because they're retiring makes me think that's probably going on with them.
That is wrong. Do not let the Senate muck this bill up. And if you're a party to that in the Senate, you are part of this cover-up that we are trying to expose. I am sorry if one of your billionaire donors is going to get embarrassed because he went to Rape Island. That is what they have coming. In fact, they need to be on the other side of bars, a lot of them. Some of them will be embarrassed, but some of them need to go to prison, and the survivors know that. So how will we know if this bill has been successful? We will know when there are men, rich men, in handcuffs being perp-walked to the jail. And until then, this is still a cover-up.
To be up there having to beg your own side, your own president, to do the right things, your own DOJ, to not protect pedos. And you got to be up there, come on, come on. My God. Although it's making him very popular.
Any depiction of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded. Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced.
Todd Blanche having to say that, knowing that half the administration and the tech bros are in those files. Oh, fun job. So while that freak show's going on, here's what's going on with us on the left. And that's just a handful of the protests going on. They have them going on in Utah. They're going on everywhere. They're also going on outside of the country. And that was in Milan, but there's also been ones in UK, and there was a huge one in Denmark. I don't even know all the names, but it's really nice to know that the world is doing it with us. It just makes me feel better. We also have our kids joining in. All sorts of schools have been walking out. Colleges, high schools, middle schools, elementary schools. And the person that posted that was like, these poor babies, they don't even know what they're saying. The libs are training them to do that. Yeah, you're goddamn right. You're going to train them to resist totalitarianism and authoritarianism and fascism from right out of the womb. Kind of like you guys indoctrinate them into a cult. See, these kids, I actually do believe they know what they're fighting for because they have parents that teach them. And we don't have to scare them. We just understand the matter of facts, and they have empathy, and they don't want their neighbors or friends, family hurt by thugs. So, yeah, they know what they're doing. Imagine how their brains would melt if they saw families training their kids to do this stuff.
Till it wouldn't be long, they was with me, yeah, me, singing. I love rock and roll, spending all the time in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll.
I cannot tell you how much joy that video brought me. I loved how the intensity of that when that kid's throwing that. And I said, if you're making shields, like those convex shields, that you need for the LRAD. Not that your kid should be in front of it, but they can help make them. And then I've showed you, I've been buying these packs of stickers, and they say F Trump on, no, F ICE, but you can write whatever you want. Let them go around and put the stickers all over in the stores. Because you know what? Closing your eyes to this isn't okay. So if this needs to come home on a tag of a sweater or on the side of a soda bottle or on a meat package, good. And you get like 525 of those for $2. So go get a bunch of them, and you and your kids write notes, and then go out on a little field trip and spread the love. I showed my son that video of those 4 boys being prepped for ICE to come. And he goes, yeah, that would have been you and my sister. He's like, you would have been setting us up to do that and making all this stuff. And I said, yeah, but you would have been, he's like, we would have been well-oiled machines. And he's like, I dare say, the way you guys train us, we could have probably done it ourselves. That's how serious it is, and how like ramped up, ready to go, like we take no prisoners. Yeah, those are the good old days. But yeah, I guess those good old days are coming back. But anyway, do you see the stark difference? You've got all those twats over there going and moping and crying and trying to deflect from things and begging for things. And then you have our side protecting humanity and connecting and coming together in the face of everything, in the face of knowing that some of us aren't going to come home. That is terrifying to them. That's why they have to keep telling themselves we're paid agitators, because if they actually believed people just went out and did that because they cared, that would be hard on the programming. They need to believe it's just paid agitators, not the neighbors that just love and care about human beings, regardless of the color, where they came from. So it's easier for them to stick with those narratives. But that's why showing what we're doing is so important, and letting your neighbors know, yeah, we go out and we do that on the weekends because we're real people. And that's hard to believe, that we are the paid agitators going out there. So I like our side.